Heatwaves exposed. Silent killers and how to protect yourself. Expert tips. Scorching heat isn't just uncomfortable. It's a silent and underestimated threat that can strike without warning. As the next major heat wave looms, the real danger may be far worse than most people realize. But here's what surprises many people. Heat is the #1 weather-related killer, often quietly taking lives long before people recognize the risks. This week in Durham, North Carolina, the Forest Hills Pool has become an oasis for residents desperate to escape the sweltering temperatures. Wilbur Smith, a local grandfather, has brought his grandkids and nephew to the pool for the second time this week. It's been brutally hot, honestly, a scorcher, and the only way to keep everyone content and cool is to spend time here, Smith shared, watching the kids enjoy themselves in the water. His 10-year-old nephew, Mark Melton, expressed not just relief from the oppressive heat, but also enjoyment in making new friends. When I come to the pool, I get to see my friends and meet new ones. Sometimes someone you meet today could become your best friend for life, or maybe just for the afternoon, he said, highlighting how shared public spaces offer much-needed social connections during stressful times. Nearby, under the filter shade beside the pool, a group of teachers sat together sipping water after a refreshing swim. Natalie Koloseki, one of the teachers, emphasized the importance of staying vigilant. It's really muggy out here. I'm grateful for moments with friends, but you have to pay attention to how long you're in the sun and take breaks to stay healthy, she remarked. And this is the part most people miss. Heat illnesses can develop much faster than you'd expect, often starting with minor symptoms that too many people brush off. Experts stress that recognizing the early warning signs of heat exhaustion, such as muscle cramps, unusual sweating, pounding headaches, irritability, dizziness, confusion, or even vomiting, can make all the difference. In fact, according to medical data, everyone is at risk, but men seem to fill up emergency rooms across the state more frequently due to heat-related illnesses. Likely because they're often found working outside in such conditions. But here's where it gets controversial. Should more employers be required to protect outdoor workers on dangerously hot days? Some argue that stricter heat safety rules are necessary, while others see it as an overreach. Where do you stand? Dr. Ashley Ward, director at Duke University's Heat Policy Innovation Hub, warns that the risks are climbing every year. Our heat seasons are more dangerous than before, largely due to increasingly high humidity. Extreme humidity hampers our body's natural ability to cool itself because sweat can't evaporate as efficiently into the air. That's when thermoregulation fails and the real trouble starts. If you notice someone acting confused, losing consciousness, or vomiting in the heat, Dr. Ward emphasizes this could mean they're experiencing heat stroke, a medical emergency that requires immediate attention. So what can you do to stay safe? Experts urge everyone to make use of air conditioning whenever possible. Drink plenty of water and cool off using cold showers or even a simple foot bath. Fans and wet washcloths applied to skin can also help the body lower its internal temperature. Every little step counts. And if you're lucky enough to have access to a community pool like Forest Hills, maybe take Mark's advice. It just feels amazing to jump in and cool down. But here's a question for all our readers. Do you think cities should provide more public cooling spaces during heat waves? Or is personal responsibility enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should this be a community priority, or is it up to each of us to stay safe? Extreme heat ages you faster. How to protect your health in a warming world. Extreme heat is not just a summer storm. It's a growing global challenge that threatens both our bodies and our future. It has scorched parts of the northern hemisphere this year, taking a toll on our health. While symptoms like nausea, dizziness, and dehydration may seem mild, prolonged exposure can accelerate cellular damage and slow biological aging. This connection between heat and age is now being studied more deeply, revealing surprising truths about how even brief heat stress can impact human longevity. However, the question remains, does this process truly cause aging, or is there another perspective? Ailshire and her colleagues, along with Yoon-Young Choi, have found that people who experienced at least 140 days of extreme heat in the U.S. aged 14 months faster than others with fewer days. This research suggests that heat isn't just a temporary annoyance. It can significantly affect our biological clocks. But how do we manage this when places are warming up and heat records continue to rise? As climate change intensifies, scientists warn that understanding the full extent of heat's impact on aging is crucial. We need better strategies to adapt to these changes, such as cooling down during hotter hours, improving nutrition, and finding ways to slow or reverse the aging process. Even though this doesn't mean everyone will experience the same risk, every person has their own chance to protect themselves. The future of health depends on our ability to learn from these insights and take action.